Take your seasoning blend and pour it over the diced chicken and stir really well to make sure every piece of chicken is coated in all the seasoning. In your preheated hot sauté pan, pour in a little bit of oil, whirl it around, and add in your chicken. You want to hear it sizzle. That's how you know it's hot enough. Add the chicken in one even flat layer so every piece is touching the hot pan. Let it sit there for about 2 minutes without stirring or touching the chicken. This is how you're going to achieve a good sear and add a lot of flavor to your chicken. After about 2 minutes, you should start seeing some pieces that are starting to turn white. Give it a good stir. And now you can see from the bottom, there's all those pieces with the crispy brown bits. That's what you're looking for. I like to just toss mine around. I find it easier. Put it in another flat layer and let it cook for another minute. Stir the chicken about every minute or so until it is completely done cooking. While the chicken is in the pan, pretty much as soon as it goes into the pan, go ahead and add your pasta into your boiling water. You want to add the salt in first, then take your pasta. Now, this is controversial. I prefer to break my pasta in half, but this is a personal choice. If you want to leave it whole, you can certainly do that as well. But once you put all of the pasta in the boiling water, make sure you stir it around really well. This is going to help to prevent the pasta sticking together. You don't want any big chunks. It's going to be hard to cook and it's not going to be a great texture. So give it a good stir every 30 seconds or minute. The chicken's been cooking for around 7 minutes. There's no more pink pieces. It's completely cooked. Remove it to a clean plate and immediately in the same sauté pan, add your butter and herb cream cheese, making sure to scrape all of the cream cheese out of the bowl that you were storing it in. Now stir it around until it is completely melted. This is what it looks like after it's been cooking for about 1 minute. The cream cheese is not going to be smooth, and that's okay. It's going to be a little lumpy. Go ahead and add in your half and half and stir it really well. It's going to take a minute or so to mostly incorporate into the sauce. A minute or so later, this is what your sauce should look like. It's starting to bubble in the middle and it's starting to thicken up. There's going to be a little bit of lumps, and that's not a big deal, but it's going to be mostly smooth. Add in your dried parsley and stir it. Now, your pan should be on about a medium-low heat right now. Definitely don't put it on high or you could risk burning your sauce. Take your cooked chicken and make sure to scrape every bit of the juice that's fallen onto the plate. A lot of your seasoning is in that juice and it's completely cooked and safe to eat. Mix it around. Stir the sauce really well. You want to coat all of the chicken in the sauce. Those flavors are going to mix together and be great. After about another minute, the sauce should be nice and thickened. If you timed it right, your pasta should be done cooking now. Take either a pasta server like this or take some tongs and lift the pasta up and pour it into the sauce and the chicken. Take a little bit at a time and then give it a stir. It's okay if you don't get every single little piece. Try to get most of it though. You want to make sure and get a little bit of the pasta water in there. You don't need to completely drain it. The pasta water is good. It's going to help our sauce. So continue to do that until most of your pasta is out of the pan. Once it's stirred well, use your liquid measuring cup and take out about a cup from the salty, starchy pasta water. Pour in a little bit and give it a really good stir. At this point, turn your pan off. Also, you're going to remove it from the heat. Put it to a cold burner. Give it a really good stir to make sure the new salty pasta water is mixed in. Then you're going to put it in a flat layer and top it with your grated Parmesan cheese. Now, you're not going to stir in the cheese yet. The residual heat from the pasta and the pan still being hot is going to melt your cheese for you. We're going to let it sit here for about 5 minutes. The pasta is going to absorb all of the liquid that's left over and melt the cheese. It's been 5 minutes, so I'm giving it a really good stir. As you can see, there's almost no liquid left at the bottom. The pasta absorbed it all because it was still hot. Now, during this time, I drained off the rest of the water, but I made sure to leave the couple noodles that were left in the pan. So now I'm just adding them to the rest of the noodles. We're not wasting anything. Do not throw that salty pasta water away. It's been a few more minutes now, and you can see how thick it has become. Use the rest of your pasta water or however much you need. It's going to thin it out a little bit, but remember that salty pasta water has salt, so it's going to season it as well. Once this step is done, you are ready to eat. Taste your pasta for seasoning, serve it up, and go ahead and enjoy.